Ooh, our clandestine invasion back to the heartland of Robert Fitzstephen. It was a bright and early start this morning. We were strategizing all night, Alan and myself. It's the beginning of our journey, clandestine journey, back retracing the steps of Robert Fitzstephen. The Welsh flag is flying on the boat above us. Fitzstephen would have had his flag out when he left these very shores that we're sailing onto now to begin the invasion of Ireland in 1169, which ultimately led to the first castle at Carrick in the Irish National Heritage Park.
William Marshall was known in his own lifetime as the greatest knight in Europe.
In 1165, Lord Rhys, the Welsh prince, captured Cardigan Castle and he imprisoned Robert Fitzstephen.
Look carefully. Back in present-day Wexford, on the estuary of the Slaney River, the Teffy River is back over there in Wales. We went on a learning journey with Celtic roots and we learnt a lot. Glen Johnson and Cardigan Castle, the birthplace of Robert Fitzstephen, where we've always began our story, is great. He was fantastic. Howard Rudge down in Pembroke Castle, he taught us so much about all these men in the story. But what they kept bringing us back to was the she's in the story.
When she was a young girl, she was kidnapped and taken off to the Royal Court of England as a sort of guarantee of her father's good behaviour towards the Normans. And while she was there, she had a bit of a fling with Prince Henry, who later became King Henry I, and she bore definitely one and probably two children by him, the Fitzhenrys.
Now let me tell you about Isabel, another magnificent woman. There are some magnificent women in history and she's one of them, there's no doubt about that. She was regarded as a beauty, intelligent, caring, a sensitive female, yet a core of steel, I would describe her as, no doubt about it.
We got on that boat to Wales with our story already wrote. I knew what I was going to be saying on the way home, but when you look at the outro, I was shell-shocked because what we went to learn about, actually, our guides had to take us to one side. Howard was saying, what about the women? The women of this story is what you're missing out on. And we'd kind of like, pay attention, we'd go again, no, the women of the story. Glenn told us all about Nesta. Nesta was Robert Fitzstephen's mother.
She was called Nest, and she was the daughter of the Prince of Deheubarth, which was this region of Wales before the Normans got hold of it. So his name was Rhys. You get a lot of Rhyses in this part of Wales.
Isabel, is her heart buried in New Ross? She defeated a king's army defending New Ross.
And sure enough, while Marshall's in London, the king's men arrive and they're fighting to take over Marshall's lands. But Isabel leads Marshall's men, his knights, his soldiers, his archers, and they defend to the point where they defeat the king's men. And the king was furious because he had egg all over his face and he didn't like it. Isabel had led the army to success, and it's one of the many amazing stories of their lives together.
The story goes on. The story of the women in this is something that we hadn't given much thought to, and there's so much that we have to learn about it in this journey. We're on the Stena ferry. We've no horses, we've no arrows, we've about 900 Welsh fans. There's another invasion going over. Behind me in the background, Welsh coastline looking beautiful, and just around the headland up here, that's Cardigan Bay. So we left Cardigan Castle, and that's where Robert Fitzstephen got in the boat and headed off. So we would have crossed the waters here behind us, full of warriors going to battle, not knowing when he was coming back to Wales. And of course he never made it back to Wales. That was it, that was his life in Wales done, and he started life in Ireland. He left the ringwork castle in Cardigan and built a ringwork castle on the hill of Carrick. It's been a great trip. The people in Cardigan have been fantastic, very welcoming, and we're going to get him back over. But let's beat them in the rugby first. Just, a little kick in the arse is always good.